Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. Today I'm driving this, which happens to be the Maruti Suzuki XL6, and straight away let's open the engine bay. So this is the engine bay. We get insulation up front. Being a petrol engine and it's already so silent engine, still there's insulation. However, the engine bay is quite clean and you can see the floor, so that can be hidden. From here you can fill the washer fluid, and let's close this. And very heavy. Let me show you the key of the vehicle. So this is how the key looks. It is a gloss black at the front with Suzuki logo, and this is to open the physical key. On the other side we get the buttons for lock the car and unlock the car. Meanwhile, we can unlock the car from the passive entries as well. This car got passive entries on both the front doors. So let's start with this. Is the grille of the car, and at the center we get the Suzuki logo, black finish all around and chrome lining running throughout the lights. This are the DRLs and this are the LED headlamps, and at the side we get the indicators in halogen, so cross cutting done there. And then you get this thing, sort of skid plate treatment, but it's a fake one, and this is a part of accessories, of course. The lower lip of the grille. So this is how the headlamp looks. These two dots are for the low beam, and these two dots are for the high beam. This is for the indicator. You can see the indicators of the car, and this is the LED fog lamps. They look really nice, throws very nice light on the road. This is the car from the other side, how it looks. Indicators on the mirror, and the mirrors are of gloss black. The body is on another color. This is the tire of the car. It is a 185 section, 55 R15. So it could have been 16 inches, because in this car this alloy looks really small and chintu. This is a multi-spoke alloy with black treatment, whereas the Baleno, it gets a 16 inches, so it can also be offered with 16-inch alloys. Meanwhile, you can upgrade the tire size for better ride, but it will take a toss with the efficiency of this car. Meanwhile, this is the side skirt in a sort of silver finish. Meanwhile, there's a black cladding which is running throughout the car, and it is quite ungainly because this is not proportionate, because the tire size looks quite small and this thing looks really humongous. So due to which the car looks quite ungainly from the side, especially to me. Artiga looks much better. Above here we get the roof rails of the car, so we can move it. I think we can store some luggage, or we can mount some luggage at the top, and at the side we get a massive window lane area for the rear second row of seats, and this is for the third row of seats. From here we can fill the fuel. This is how the rear looks of this car. These are the tail lamps inspired from Volvo, and again halogen for the indicators as well as for the tail lamps, reverse lights. Below here we get a reflector with 4 reverse parking sensors and a reverse parking camera, which is not available in this variant because this seems to be the Zeta variant. The Alpha variant, it just gets reverse parking camera, and with that we get a fake diffuser sort of treatment with black surround around again. Let's open the boot of this car to see how much space it has to on offer. It is closed right now. Let me unlock the car. We can unlock it like this. There it is unlocked. We can see the number plate light. Now the boot opens. It is quite dark over here, so never mind, there's some stuff at the top. So these are the seat covers which are a part of accessories kept at the top. At the side we can see some space. At this side we get the space for this thing, tool. Yeah, this is the tool kit of this car, if you can see properly. No, you can't, so never mind. And below here we get a secret storage space to hide your stuff. So there's really nice and deep amount of storage space, and below we get the spare wheel over here, if you can see. So it is a steel rim and probably of a smaller size as well, for in sake of cost cutting. Meanwhile, this is the third row of the seats. If you want to increase the boot space, you can just simply push this like this, and there you can fold the seats to carry your home, because it's that large of a boot space. And at the rear you don't get any light, anything like that. So back to the rear seat. Let's close this. We can close this from the here itself. The rear tailgate is quite heavy, so it doesn't go in one touch. And this is the rear wiper, washer, and the high mounted stop lamp. It could have been offered with a spoiler as well. The rear glass area is quite big, so the rear passenger will not feel any claustrophobicness. So let's go from the other side. Rather, let's go from this side itself to check the rear seats, rather the last row of seats. So in order to access the last row of seats, we need to fold the seat like this from here. So it is a one touch go. So there it folds, and we can push it like this. And let's put the seat back to the position. Okay, it's quite heavy. Let me get in. So getting inside is quite of a task, because it is not that spacious, but the height is quite good. Meanwhile, the last row of seats are meant for the children itself. In fact, the seat is reclinable. You can set it like this or like this for the most upright position, or you can recline it like this, and you will get a stable headrest. Meanwhile, the headroom over here is not sufficient for tall passengers. In fact, when I am sitting over here, you can see the headroom. So it's like this much. So people over 5'6" can't fit over here in a sake. Meanwhile, the legroom over here is also absolutely minimum. Let me turn on the lights. I hope they glow. Yeah, they are glowing, but there's no space, absolutely no space. My legs are touching, but it's still comfortable. Meanwhile, let's fold the seat back, and again let's get out to the second row. Before that, let me put the seat to its position, so you can see the difference between an upright seat and a reclined one. So the last row is specially meant for children, not for adults, but still at this price point, what you are getting is really good stuff. Let's put the seat back to the place. Okay, I will do it later. In fact, let's get to the other side for the second row of seats, because there is something really interesting to see. So first and foremost, this is the door pad. This is the door pad, and it is all black. This is not leather, by the way. This is the Zeta variant, so here you don't get leather seats, here you get fabric seats. In fact, if you will shift for the Alpha variant, you will opt with the leather wrapped seats. And above here we get the light, and there are AC vents, and there is a handle, not a hook, but over there is a handle, but again no hook on available. And over here you can see the control for the power window. Is to open and lock the door. This is here at the down. We get a massive bin for the bottle and magazines, so you can store your maps if you so wish. And doors shut with a quite nice of a third. It's okay. This is an optional kit. I don't know why they had fit this. Meanwhile, you get armrest, individual armrest for both the passengers. So it's quite spacious, and legroom is also nice. The seat is not set it according to my driving position, but still this is a scooped out seat back, and there are magazine holders as well. In fact, there are blowers, 4 blowers, and you can adjust them like this. There are 3 speeds for the same, and at the rear we get handles which are not like this one, they are like fixed one. And at the rear as well we get the 3-point seat belts and cup holders, you can see there. And over here I had forgot to show you, we got a 12-volt charging socket. I believe I can show you, and I will definitely. So moving around this car is a bit easy, not that difficult. Let me change. So here you get the 12-volt charging socket for the charging of stuffs. In fact, I will recommend to fold the rear seats and make it as a boot space. Have your refrigerator or any sort of gadget for that 12-volt charging socket, and use it as a 4-seater, because it is a 4-seater and occasionally it is good for sitting 6 people. And at the center we get this thing, 12-volt charging socket again, and below there we get space to keep your stuffs like phone. And that's about it of the second row of the seats. Let's get out. I'm sweating like crazy. First and foremost, this got passive entries for both the front doors. Unlike the Hyundai ones, they've got only on driver side of doors. And this is the door pad of this car, and here you get a black stone treatment with a silver treatment, looks really premium. And below here we get a massive storage space for the bottles. These are the switch gears carried from the Swift from 2011 till 2021. I think they will last for more than 30 years. This is for the opening and locking for the doors, and these are the controls for the power window, and these are the controls for this rear child lock and locking and unlocking of door. You can do it like this to adjust the mirrors. In fact, they are auto foldable in the Alpha variant, not in this variant. They can fold by locking the car. Let's keep the key inside at the front storage space, and let's turn on the light because it's making it too noise. This is to open the fuel lid of the car. This and over here it's too dark, so there's a lid to open the hood of the car. Here you can keep your knickknacks like your cigarette packs or chocolates, which you can hide from other people's in the car. In fact, over here we get the headlight leveler, and this is for the traction control, and this is for the auto start stop. Meanwhile, over here we get the engine starter button, and pressing this we can go to accessories, and there is the accessories mode is turned on. You can see the instrument cluster, it's looking really nice. In fact, this is the automatic variant, Zeta automatic. This is available only 2 trims, Alpha and Zeta. Let's close the doors. These are the tweeters, and below there we get speakers. At the rear as well we get the speakers. So this car is equipped with 4 speakers and 2 tweeters with this 7-inch infotainment display. And while getting inside the car, I feel that seat height is quite high for my driving position. Let me push the seat back. No, it's fine, but it's too tall for me. So from here we can adjust the seat. I like it to be in the position. In fact, we get height adjustable seat belts for both the front passengers, and this is how the dash looks. In fact, this is a height adjustable seat, 3-way adjustable. You can see over here, this to recline, this for setting the height. I will take it for the lowest position, and this is to make the seat forward or back. It can go this much only because at the rear there is this plastic sheet which is really disturbing me. I don't like that sheet. Let's open the window. So it's a one touch go, auto window only for the driver. Let's see whether it works for the up or not. Yeah, it works for the up. So I will open the window for now. That doesn't go like that. So first and foremost, let's start with this thing, steering. So the steering comes with audio controls. This is the control for the infotainment display. This is to pick up or decline the call and voice commands as well. This is for the cruise control, if you want to set the cruise or not. You can see at the instrumental cluster it says cruise. and it will work above 40 kilometers per hour. This to increase and decrease the speed of the cruise. And at the right we get the stalks for the headlamps. At the left we get the stalks for the wipers. We can put the wipers by pulling this. So there, I believe there is less water on offer, and by turning this we can use the rear wiper. You can see it is working like that. At the center we get this thing, the inside rear view mirror, which is not auto dimming. This is manually adjustable, so quite of a bummer at this price point. Over there we get a toll receipt holder, which is of no use because right now we are using fast tags and there is no toll receipt at all. There should be a mirror, but it is not available in this variant. It's available in top of the line variant. Meanwhile, at the center we get a sunglass holder, quite nice, and two lights for the front, touch based, and we can set it to the doors. So whenever we open the doors, it will glow like this, and close the door, they will dim accordingly. This is the 10-inch infotainment system. By the way, I think the radio is turned on. Yeah, now it's good. It says low fuel warning because the car is out of fuel. Let's cancel this thing. The air conditioning is automatically turned on. Let me shut it completely. Meanwhile, this is the 7-inch infotainment system. It gets a radio, phone, media, connect, etc, etc. It gets Android Auto. It gets a display for the date and time. Above here we can opt for many apps, and we can add our own apps if we so wish. So let's cancel this for the moment, and the system is quite slick and easy to use. Meanwhile, these are the AC vents, and I still feel quite of air blowing through the vents. These are the AC vents inspired from Audi as well, and this treatment is looking really nice and premium. This is for the hazard lamp, this engine check light, and below here we get the automatic climate control with the single zone climate control. This is for the rear defogger, this is for the front defogger. This is to select the mode from where we want the flow of the AC. So I will set it to the face. This is for how we need the air flow from outside or inside to inside. That's about it. Let's listen to a radio. No, there is nothing to available. Let's increase the volume. So there is no physical controls for the radio or the infotainment system. That would be really nice if there was a physical control. Otherwise it seems quite hectic to use, like if you want to change the tracks or back to the screen. This is the main screen. I don't know whether there is some audio available at this car or not. I will play afterwards. But below here we get a big storage box which is quite deep, and above here the plastic quality is on the harder side. It could have been softer. Same as with this place as well. They are scratchy plastics, and the car has a wider cabin. There is no handle for the driver. Of course it should not be there. At this sun visor we get a vanity, but without light. There is no light on offer. And above here we get the vents for the rear AC. So basically what it does is it pulls the air from here and send it to rear. So that's about it. And talking about the instrument cluster, so this is how it looks. Now there is no button on the steering to toggle through the display. In order to toggle through it, we need to use these things. So at the center it is telling me what is the average fuel consumption, the range, which is not available right now, and it says cruise. I will turn off the cruise. Now back to another display where it says average fuel economy, range, and the time. Changing the display, it has a lot of display on offer. It says average driving time. I don't know why the camera is not focusing properly. It says the total time, idle stop time, then the clock, G-force meter, or a motion meter, whatever you want to call it. Let's lock this thing. Then torque and power display, and there's a gear positioner which says parking because this is automatic and it's on park mode. And then this is the accelerator and brake level, how much we had used the accelerator and brake, it will show it in the graph. And this is the hybrid system monitoring system. This is to basically tell you how much the engine is using the power, battery is using the power, and sending to the motors or the wheels. This is basically the motor, this is the engine, and this is the battery, how much battery is left, and how much battery is motor consuming or the engine is giving power to the battery. So like that, there's a dancing happens all the time. And back to this is a null screen, and this is the back main menu. And at the right we get a massive speedometer. This is quite inward like bikes. It says smart hybrid at the top, and then it has a fuel meter. And the left we get the tachometer, which shows marking still 8000 rpm. Basically it goes to 6500 rpm, and a temperature meter with tilted lights all around it. Above here we get eco driving positioning indicator. Basically this light and the green, it shows when we drive hard it will glow to blue, if we drive economically it will glow to green. At here we get auto engine start stop button. So right now it's off. If we apply the brakes, car will turn on its own, but the car is now in parking mode. This is the gear lever basically, and here is a 12-volt charging socket. Beside that we got USB and aux. There's some space to keep your stuff. Basically I had kept my keys, and over here we get vents for the cup holders. So these are cool cup holders. So what it actually does is it takes the air from the air conditioner and put it over here, so it becomes cool box. And here we get the handbrake of the car. That's how it works. And at the center we get a armrest, which is of not much use because it's small and it is slidable as well. So the sitting position is quite nice. We get a nice view of what's around. The pillars are quite thick. We can adjust the mirrors like this by pressing a button. We can fold them. Come on baby, fold. Yeah, there it folds, and again there it unfolds. We can adjust them like this. So it is set it to my driving position right now. Same is the case with that one too. We can adjust that from here itself with the help of this joystick. So it's quite easy to do that. Let me set it right. And like this gearbox, it says over here overdrive, shift lock basically. So this is to lock the shift. If we so wish, we can change the gear like this by pressing this. So there are modes: reverse, neutral, drive, second and low. Now of course R is for the reverse and is for the neutral, D is for normal drive, 2 is basically it will hold on to the second gear, and low is the lowest gear, it will hold on if it needs to. Right now the car is in neutral, as you can see. Now the car is in drive, and by pressing this button the car will come into overdrive mode. Basically so you can see that the light glows of overdrive. And over here we get the button for the traction control. If we pressed it for 3 seconds, no, it doesn't show anything on the instrumental cluster. I don't know, it is like a dummy button. I will turn off the auto start stop thing. So let's turn on the car. By getting into reverse, we are in reverse. So this is the reverse parking sensors. As you can see at the instrumental cluster, there is no reverse parking camera, being a lower variant, so there is no reverse parking camera. So that's about it. Should we turn on the car? Yeah, we can. There the car turned on. I will leave the brake, and what we can get is this thing. This is a very nice graphics of how much power and torque is used in the real time. So that's how it shows. So thank you so much guys. If you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. That's the like button, and I will also show this thing, auto start stop thing. So right now I had applied this thing, auto start stop is turned on. I will turn on the overdrive system and keep the car in neutral. Right now the car is in neutral, and leave the brakes. So after a few seconds the car will recognize and turn off itself. Let's see how much time it takes to do the same. Audio quality on this car is absolutely fab. The bass and the vocals are really come nice. I will share a link with you, or a video with you, attach a video with you, so you can see it. So let me turn off the car. And guys, this was my quick walk around of this Maruti Suzuki XL6. If you guys want a driving review of this car, make sure to comment down below. And thank you so much for staying tuned. Till then, bye bye. I will see you in the next video.